I don't just feel like I have gotten off social media. What I feel like is that I have time traveled.
I felt so good about myself, even though this had kind of been also a stressful experience.
My therapist literally told me
So
I need to
true.
stop trying to be a better person.
But when I didn't have Instagram, I was like, I guess, okay, this is an app that I could scroll on.
I
Didn't
am the
care.
happiest I've been in years. Y'all, welcome back. We're not for everyone. It's a podcast hosted. Oh, god damn it.
Hested. She keeps saying Hested.
I,
This is not
I'm
the
saying
first time you've said Hested.
I'm saying a heisted. I'm combining
Heisted.
hosted by and I'm saying heisted.
Right.
Sorry.
I think it's a heist every
It
time.
is
I think
it's a
we
heist.
continue to steal this show from ourselves. We just, right? Is that something? Is that metaphorical
I
representative
think
of
we're just,
us?
yeah, we're stealing people's time that they can never get back. We're heisting. This is
This is
a
a
heist of
heist.
this is a heist. This is a heist. Give us the next hour of your life and you're never gonna get it back. Get on the floor, we'll shoot you.
Sorry, it's happening.
Sorry. We'd be
It's happening. We
the
did
most
tell you right up front.
apologetic. Yeah. We'd
So
be
that's
such
pretty big.
polite bank robbers. Just like, I'm so sorry. Are you mad at me? Are you
Are
mad at me
you
for
mad
robbing
at
this
me?
bank? Are you mad at me? Do you feel like we need to talk about our feelings?
We
Yeah.
can talk about our feelings. Oh, that's all we do. And
Oh, we
I have
do.
immediate feelings because
Yeah.
our text messages for the last week have been green. And I do recall long ago in some episode early on of the podcast, you going on a rampage about a green text.
I think you
And
started it and I joined in support
mm-mm,
of you. No,
that's not true
you
because
started
my
it.
partner has green text, so I would never have started it. I agreed
I think you
knowing
started it.
somebody go back, somebody go back. The point is, our
Abby,
texts
can
are
you please
green.
Abby, please go back and see if we can
Abby
find a
listened to
little
every episode. I can
cut.
ask
Yeah.
ChatGPT or something.
Abby,
Um,
listen to every episode. Okay, I
so
just think you
explain.
started it. Okay, so
You're honestly, yeah, you're what's the word? What's the
a
word?
traitor.
Yeah. I was gonna say you're like diverting. You're delaying what we need you to talk about, which is why'd you do this to me this week?
Okay, so the catch up is a year ago, I ordered a dumb phone. It's not a smartphone, it's a dumb phone. It can only do dumb shit. And but it's this really tiny company. They only made like a few phones, and that's why there was a really long delay. It's kind of like it's almost like a beta
Mm-hmm.
version of this phone. Not quite, but it's a really, really small team. And it's kind of a dope phone because it is dumb. Like there's no social media, there's no internet, but it can do things like maps, directions, like a directory to look up, when is that CVS open? You
That's
can have
good.
podcasts on there. Yeah, stuff like that. There's like a few functions. It has notes, but nothing brain wasting, life wasting, basically.
Scrolling your life away.
Yes. And I ordered this phone, and then like a week ago, you asked about it on the podcast because you're like, listeners are asking if I got this phone, and I hadn't received it. And that week,
Mhm.
like 3 days after you asked me, I received it, which to me just confirms your whole theory about speaking things into existence. Look how
Thank
proud of
you.
yourself. Look how
I'm so
fucking
proud.
smug you look.
Oh, I'm smug. I speak things into existence all the time. I was
Yeah.
bored of doing it for myself, so I did it for you and the
It's funny
listeners.
because I feel like I've fought you on that concept
Probably.
before of speaking things into existence. And I believe you now that you have that power. I just think I
Mm.
don't. I think when I speak about something, it means it certainly doesn't happen.
Oh,
And I have
sure.
a pretty strict rule that I don't like to talk about things until at least like widely or like
Yeah.
publicly until they're like solidly into my life. But you have a skill. So you spoke this phone into an existence. It showed up on my doorstep. I've been using it for the past week, and it has caused some problems with texting.
In our relationship. No, it really
And
hasn't.
and I feel like if there's anyone who's mad at me the most about the texting fiasco, it's probably you.
There's just like I need to reach you in a more serious way than other people. At the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal. But I need to reach you in a more serious way than like your friend needs to text you about like, oh, there's this bar that just opened that we should go to. Like we need to
Right. Which
talk
I
about
never go to anyway,
our
so
business.
I don't need to
Right.
get that text. I'm not, the answer's I'm
So
not coming.
that was the like the day after you got the phone and I was so excited. And then like the
Yeah.
next day we were trying to text you, me and Abby about our episode going out and like edits that needed to happen and whatever. And I was like,
I was
oh,
gone. She's
she's not
gone.
here. Abby and I had were just like in this room, this echoey room that had space for three, but only had two. And we were texting each other back and forth, being like, is she here? Is she, have you talked to her? Is she, what's happening?
No. So I am having, I'm going to talk about the phone if it's fucking interesting, but because I'm very excited about it and I want people to know, I want to spread the good news. But I have had, yes, like some technological issues, specifically with group texts. There's some glitch that is not specific to the phone. It's something I did with like
Oh,
you have to deregister your number from iMessages. There's
I see.
something I'm having a weird glitch with it that is not typical of the phone. So I'm still happy to sing its praises, but it's also taking me a while to fix this glitch. Anyway,
Yeah.
for the past week, I mostly have not been receiving group texts. Um, I have to get that fixed, yes. But other than that, and like everyone who's in a group text with me, like my family, people in the podcast, my girlfriends, everyone I think is like, what's wrong with you? Why did you do this? Um, and in the meantime, I
You
am the
okay?
happiest I've been in years. I'm
So
not kidding.
crazy.
And I
So
was
crazy.
not expecting that side effect. Like I was interested in getting a dumb phone because Justin and I talk about like screen time wasting and this and that. And he actually showed me this phone, which is like kind of cool and sleek for being a dumb phone. It like looks neat.
Yeah. That's
And
important, I think. You don't
it
want to
kind of
have
is
like
because
a
I
old fashioned flip phone like brick in your pocket.
well, some people are into that aesthetic, but I think
I guess.
basically I need to be motivated. I need to like it still to motivate me
Yeah.
to use it. Same with like, there's vacuums that work really well, but if they're not like sleek and fun to use, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
And that's like the aesthetic value of a lot of design. If it actually entices you to use it more, great. So works for me. But I mostly was just interested in like obviously smartphones are fucking ruining our lives, draining our brain. I feel like everybody agrees, but I actually feel it on an I think an even deeper level. Like I do not like the amount of time I feel like I have to report to my phone.
Yeah.
I think I complain on the podcast about texting more than I complain about social media. I can stay off social media. I fucking don't like it. The only reason I'm on Instagram is because I make my living off social media, so I have to
Right.
be. But the thing that annoys me most is texting. The amount of my day I spend texting and replying to texts and blah blah blah. Um, and I thought I would just get more time back getting a dumb phone and like social media waste and internet waste and blah blah blah. I don't have to be on it all the time. And actually what happened is I feel like it is an antidepressant. I feel like my mood is like so much higher. It's crazy. I was not looking for this side effect. I was not expecting. I thought I would just have more time back. And what has actually happened is I've been like manically happier all week long.
Wow. Um, okay. I have a few reactions. First of all, I'm thrilled for you. Second of
You don't
all,
sound thrilled.
I'm just dubious a little.
Sure. Wait, time will tell. Time will tell. We need more time.
Well, here's the thing is like you were talking about how your number one thing that annoys you with screen time is texting and not social media. And it's interesting that the phone you got allows texting. It doesn't allow social media. But I think
Mm-hmm.
maybe the difference, and
Mm-hmm.
I did talk about this long ago when we talked about the green text bubbles and like the fact that Ryan has an Android, so his texts are green. There is something about not being in iMessage, the iPhone blue text bubbles, that you can
Yes.
see somebody typing and it feels very immediate and
Yes.
like you feel like you have to be locked into the conversation in a way. There's
Dude.
something about being in the green that is freeing. So even though, because I'm kind of trying to make sense of like, okay, she says she hates texting, but the phone
Oh,
still
I can
allows
tell you.
texting.
I can
It,
tell
but
you.
that's true, right? There's something to
Yes.
it.
It's so much more than the green or blue. First of all, I don't have green on my screen. It's black and white. I'll show it if you're watching
Oh, is the
on.
whole phone not colorful? That's
It's
part of
black and
it.
white. It can
Yeah.
show color for images. It can receive images, and it'll show it for that. But if you're watching on YouTube, I will hold my phone up to the screen right now. This is my screen.
Whoa, that's our
Texting with
text.
Jess. Those are our
It looks
texts.
like a Microsoft Word document where I typed out our texts, you
It
know?
looks better than that. It looks a little more
But
formatted than
just
that,
to
but
describe it
barely.
to the listeners,
Yes.
it's so simple. There's not even bubbles
So,
around the words. It's just like
no.
timestamp
It's just
message
yep.
on a white screen with black text.
And that
Yeah.
is all that texting has ever been. Even if you have iMessage, what this has made me realize that I did not expect to feel was like the graphic design, the animations, the
Yeah.
GIFs, the little animations of when you send the bubble and it bursts and it this, and the colors and like the depth effects they put on the bubble to make it look more three-dimensional, the different colors they put in, sending memes, the reactions, all of it is genius, genius technology, genius graphic design to make it feel like it is closer to personal interaction than it is.
Yeah.
It is not personal interaction. It is not social interaction. Not to me, it's not. I get no sense of connection from texting. It does not like if I'm texting all day but I don't see people, I feel drained like I socialized,
Mm.
but I don't have any of the benefits and the uplift and the re-energizing
Yeah.
from
There's no
socializing. I just
payoff.
have the drain. There's no payoff. It's not, I don't feel like it's good for me, but it is still draining. And it's funny going to this like black and white stripped down screen of texting that it just highlights how much all of those little animations and colors and graphic design, this and that, dress it up. It like the comparison I gave, I was talking to my brother about it. And it's like it feels, and he was like, "Oh, I could never. Like I'm texting people all day, la la la. Like that's my main source of connection." And I was like, "But it's not connection.
Hmm.
It's not to me." And it feels like if I was like addicted to jerking off in virtual reality with like a virtual reality girlfriend, or I don't know why I'm a lesbian in virtual reality, but maybe I am,
Yeah,
or like a
probably.
boyfriend. Yeah, probably. And like they have that, like you can do like virtual reality sex, or like you ever seen that movie Minority Report? Like, yeah, virtual
Yeah.
reality girlfriend, whatever. It's like the technology is there to make it really convincingly feel like you are connecting with another person, and yet you fucking are not at all. And this phone makes you realize what texting actually is, which is just sending little telegrams. It's just fucking
Hmm.
telegrams. And the rest is graphic design that is the same methods used with like bright colors and things moving to keep kids stuck to their
Right.
iPad, and the crazy like YouTube thumbnails people make and all the things that we know are literally attention grabbing, but they are not personal connection. And it very convincingly feels a lot more like personal interaction when you're doing it on iMessage or even just another like high-tech phone. And maybe I'm not saying everyone needs to do that, because if that is your only connection to society, maybe it's good for you. Like maybe you need to keep that. But I have found that since stripping that away, this like false feeling of connection, what I'm actually doing is I feel motivated to call people more. I have
Hmm.
energy to see people more. I have so much more energy to give to actual interactions. I want to go see my friends more. Like all this, it just literally makes me, I literally feel like this is the source of all the anxiety and all the depression that all the young generations have now. I don't think it's about our recession. I don't think it's about that we
Yeah.
can't buy a house. I literally feel like it's because we're on these fucking tiny machines and we are telling ourselves or feeling like that is social connection, and it's fucking not. But then we're still drained and we don't want to leave our house and we don't want to actually go see anyone and we just want to stay in bed. Like all the jokes about like, oh, I really miss people, but like the best thing is when someone invites me out and I get to say no. Like, all of that, I literally feel like is because of these fucking highly graphic designed phones that
Yeah.
make it feel like we're virtually fucking our virtual reality girlfriend, but in reality we're just jerking off in a dark room.
Yeah. I very, very much, very easily buy into that. Um, but yeah, I was gonna ask, and you already started to name like okay, you feel instantly happier from this.
Yes, it's
What are
so
the things
weird.
you're doing instead? And you mentioned like phone calls, like actually
Mm-hmm.
going and seeing friends. Like, I guess what have you replaced the time with? Because if you just replace the time with like, okay, I'm just sitting in my home doing my work or whatever, I have more time to focus on work, let's say, then it's like that's great and you probably feel productive about that. But the social connection is the thing that we're trying to like that we're after. So I'm curious what that looks like. Because when you first told me
Mm-hmm.
like a few days ago when we were texting about this and you were like, I instantly feel happier, like it's amazing, whatever. It was also the day after your birthday. And I was like, okay, but maybe she's just happy because it's her birthday. Or maybe she's just happy because she and Justin
I
went on a
hate
little
my
trip
birthday.
or
I
whatever.
hate my
I
birthday.
know, but you went
I
somewhere with
usually get
Justin
depressed.
and
I know.
I was like, I
No,
need
I
more
know.
time. I need more time of
I
like
agree.
her being happy from this to know to isolate the variables, you know?
I
And
know. Yeah,
now
I
it's
agree.
been like a week or so, just under a
Yeah.
week. And I'm like, okay, I think if she's still saying this, then I can buy into it a little more. But what does it look like in your life that like you're choosing X instead of spending time on the phone?
I mean, I feel like, well, yeah, I was away for my birthday. And then it's like Labor Day weekend and everyone's away and Justin has gone out of town. So actually,
Mm,
I don't think I've actually like seen people more, but I have talked to them more on the phone, like 2 minute
mhm.
conversations. Um, and for me, the goal of this phone was not like, I want to get this phone so that I socialize more. I
Right.
do think when I have seen people, I saw my brother, blah, blah, I have way more energy. I'm way more talkative. I have more
Okay.
things to say. I'm
Interesting.
excited about things. I was excited to go out. Like I went out with my brother and my cousin and I wasn't dreading it. Like I just dread
Yeah.
seeing even my favorite people half the time. But I was just ready for it and hungry for it in a great way and then energized for it. Um, and then I have spent a good amount of this week alone, but that's just because everybody's out of town.
That's
And
okay. Also, being able to spend time alone and be perfectly content with it as opposed to
yeah,
scrolling on your phone and like kind of wasting away those days and not feeling restored afterwards and maybe getting in your head about like, oh, nobody wants to hang out, even though the fact is that they're just all out of town. I don't know. There's like a cycle
literally,
that can happen that sounds like it's
totally.
not happening.
I mean, literally all of my best girlfriends in DC are out of town. Justin's out of town. Everybody's out of town. I did get to see my friend slash editor Claire, and we had these like really long shoot days filming together, and I didn't
Fun.
lose social energy the whole time, which I usually do.
That's the most interesting part. Yeah.
Yeah. And well, so okay, so the main reason, main motivation or goal for me was not although there are social benefits I'm feeling, that was not the motivation for me. The motivation was just personal well-being. Like I don't know if other people relate to this. I personally feel so fucking exhausted, annoyed, inundated with phone stuff. I mean, you and I were talking about it on like the last two episodes. All these
Hmm.
like obligations and duties, and like it's almost like tending to your work inbox, your
Yeah.
email inbox, but it's with the people you love over text. There's so much happening on text and none of it's even in person. And I just feel like, so even in the weeks when I do have to be home alone working all the time, I was like more angry and like tense and annoyed and scattered, and there's too many things and I can't focus. And now I feel like I did have another week of working and a week where I was alone and most people were gone, but I feel at peace. I just feel high. I feel like I'm fucking high.
Yeah.
I've like happy high. And then when I have seen people, I've had all this so much more energy. No, I'm obsessed with it. I did not
Mhm.
expect to feel this way, and I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah, that's really cool. I think the energy piece and like
Yeah.
having energy, whether you're alone or with people or whatever, just feeling like content and level with your energy and your like existence in the world and just not feeling drained all the
Hmm.
time, no matter what you're then going to put that new energy to. Like, it doesn't matter if it's just to hang out at home or to see your brother or to see your friends or whatever, that just the fact that you feel like even keeled maybe is like, what? Like, I haven't felt even keeled in
Yeah.
in years, you know?
I know. Like I was kind of feeling insane before with the phone stuff. I feel like
Yeah.
we've talked about it so much on here, and I was hoping to feel a little less insane, and that happened, and then on top of it, I actually just feel really happy.
Yeah.
It's like pretty disturbing how big a shift it's been. It's actually really disturbing. I was dubious too with the phone. I was like, oh, I'll be on my phone less, but I'll probably just be on my computer more then.
Right.
Or I'll
Right.
probably just like, this is a superficial change. Like, how much of a difference? I've like bought another product hoping to fix my
Right.
existential pain. Like, that's not going to work. And then it's delivered so much better than I ever thought. Like, it is actually disturbing. Even if I don't get group text messages fixed, which they should be able to fix it, but even if I don't want to go back to an iPhone.
Yeah.
It's
Um,
disturbing. It
was
feels
it,
like I'm like getting on like I've been on.
yeah, like a drug you didn't know about or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
It every time I talk to someone they're like, "Oh, but this and that and that." It's like, "Yeah, I feel like I've been eating candy straight for years." And I'm like, well, I don't want to give up candy. That's like the main thing I'm eating. And I love
Hmm.
it. And it's so much fun. And like, what else? But if you take away the candy, I can actually feel like real hunger for like nutrients and sustenance. And I'm craving vegetables now. And I want like some protein. And my body is purging all this processed sugar. Like, I don't know if I sound insane or if I sound like the Unabomber. Like sometimes I'm like, okay, don't become the Unabomber who like also hated technology. Like I
Oh
don't think we
no.
should go live in the woods alone, but I don't
First
know.
step, if there's like 20 steps to becoming the Unabomber, like step one is okay. That part's allowed. Maybe
Step
that's what
one's
we're saying.
okay. He had a couple things figured out. Listen, he had a couple things figured out.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of years ago when I deleted Facebook. I actually brought it back because of Marketplace and like that's helpful when I'm moving and
Yeah, yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
But besides that, I don't use Facebook. I haven't used it since like 2015 or something. And I remember at the time in 2015, Facebook was still relevant, like probably today and for Gen Zs and stuff, like they're like, yeah, Facebook is irrelevant.
Yeah.
But 10 years
It
ago,
mattered. It
it
mattered
mattered,
several
mattered so
decades
much.
ago. It was they don't the young children don't even care about Instagram anymore. I guess TikTok. It
Yeah,
was like
true.
TikTok of the
Oh, I
time.
deleted TikTok too, so I could speak to both of those things, like a more
Yeah.
recent deletion and the OG Facebook deletion.
Yeah, it's like we're
But
talking about the ham radio if we talk about Facebook. We got to talk about
but
something
the
more
thing I
recent.
remember being worried about at the time was like I was like, I don't know, I just go on here to scroll. Like and then I'm scrolling and there's nothing for me to see. There's nothing even interesting while I'm scrolling. I feel like my friends I talk to outside of this platform, like I just don't think I need it. But the one thing I remember being slightly concerned about losing was like event invites or something. People used to always put together their like,
Yeah.
oh, we're
Yeah.
having our graduation party, we're having our uh Christmas party, whatever, and they do a Facebook event. And that was my big worry. My one worry was like, what if I'm left off of the events and stuff? And I was also 10 years younger then. So that was like
Mm-hmm.
a real anxiety for me. And it just, I don't know, it took like no time at all for me to never think about Facebook again. And for my friends to still invite me to things, like to text me and say, we're having this
Mm-hmm.
party. I know you're not on Facebook. Like, it's on this day. Like, it's not a big deal for people to do that, and they will do that. And I don't know. I just think a lot of what you're saying kind of reminds me of that. But now so much has replaced Facebook and Instagram has become so much a part of my day to day and stuff and the scrolling. And I kind of feel in a similar place with it that I was then of like, I'm scrolling so much on this app and I'm not getting anything from it. It's
On
so bizarre.
Instagram?
Yeah. Like,
Oh,
what am I
totally.
looking at?
Oh,
Especially, I feel
totally.
like there was a time when it was always bullshit, don't get me wrong, but I feel like a couple years ago, I sometimes would see things that were like actually quite profound or actually quite funny or whatever. Like I would see content that did something for me. At the end of the day, it's still content on my phone scrolling for hours that's rotting my brain, but the substance was a little more there. But I feel like recently it's like, what the fuck? Who am I even looking at? And I had this moment the other day where I was scrolling on Instagram and I was like, this is so weird. Like, this is just a place for strangers to be able to like entertain other strangers or at best entertain and at worst like just like spew their beliefs and their weird opinions and thoughts. And then it makes you think because it popped up on your Instagram that there's any validity to that thing that you just watched, but it's just some random person. And all of it now, it's not even, and not that celebrities have anything more important to say than anyone else, but like it's not even like public figures. It's not even like people with a PhD in relationship therapy who are telling us this wisdom or whatever. It's people like me. It's people like me
Yes, it's fuckers like us.
who are just like, "Oh, I had a thought and I thought it was interesting to
Yes,
post."
that's it. That is it. I am no longer inundated with the awareness of what other people are thinking or doing all day long. And I would say, I know some people talk a lot about social media, like making them jealous or feel like they're not doing the right things or they're not doing something cool enough. And like I get affected by that too. It's not a major thing for me, but
Yeah.
even seeing my best friends who like I'm very comfortable with our relationship, I'm just happy to see what they're doing. I'm not like jealous to see that they went to visit their other friends or family or they went out with their boyfriend, whatever. Like it doesn't do anything negative to me, but I still should not be fucking aware of
Right.
what everyone's doing around the world all the time. These
Mhm.
are the things like the
Around
pieces
the
of
world.
information, they seem benign. They are benign. Like it's not a bad thing, but it's knowledge that I was not supposed to have. And now, in addition to doing my work or editing a video or hanging with my cat or talking to Justin, I'm thinking about what 15 of my friends are doing in that moment, even
Right.
benign things, or a thought they had, or something they saw, or something they thought was funny, or a meme they did, or a meme they did. I don't know how you do memes, but like these very seemingly benign pieces of knowledge, I should not have them. I
Yeah.
certainly should not have hundreds of them a day. And I literally feel like I can't stop talking about this. I'm
Mhm.
like I'm sorry I'm on a soapbox about it, but I want to change people's lives. I'm like so elated about it. I had this feeling I'm like what you said. Thank God that people don't like personal friends don't really share invites over Instagram anymore the way we did with Facebook. It's more like people text or email you to invite you to thing.
Right.
But there are still events and stuff on Instagram or, oh, this shop is having a sale or
Yeah.
come to this thing. Like
Community stuff. That's my
community
favorite. That's
stuff.
the only thing that I like still on
Oh,
there is like,
there's good
oh,
things on
this
there.
cool thing is happening in my
Yeah.
neighborhood. I wouldn't have known about it. Yeah.
Or inspirational things or like motivational things. I'm not saying that social media has brought only bad things in the world. That would be a moronic thing to say. There's good and bad with
We're
everything.
on a
And
podcast. You have a
and
YouTube channel.
also, yeah, I have a YouTube channel. And also, we lived without that before. So like
Mhm.
all the motivational things I could be missing out on or all these like extra little sales it is possible to live without it. Even the good things. It's like I don't know. I've had this experience a few times on the ski slopes. I'm not even obsessed with skiing. I'm not that wet for skiing. Like I don't like being cold. But I went skiing recently with Justin and we I was just struck on the ski slopes of how magical and
Free.
peaceful it felt
Yeah.
Because guess fucking what? You can't really be on your phones on the ski slopes. And actually, like, it's too cold. You've got gloves on. You can't see. It's fumbly. You're trying to ski or you're sitting. You're on a chairlift. You actually talk to random people next to you. It's like the only
Hmm.
time you strike up a conversation with a stranger these days anymore is like on a fucking ski lift, I guess. And because nobody is on their phones, you can't really be. It's not really an option. And I was just realizing that a ski slope is one of very few locations that is pretty closely preserved to probably what it felt like to go on a ski slope in the 70s. And
Wow,
then
cool.
on the beach this summer, I had a similar experience where it's like you can kind of be on your phone on the beach for a moment, but it's mostly just logistical. It's mostly I have to check that email really quick or I have to send that text really quick. The sun is too glaring. It's not easy to look at your screen. It's too hot, like blah, blah, blah. It's not
Same.
pleasant. And people are just being on the fucking beach for the most part. And both of those environments are like, I felt so good. I felt so alive. There is actually a connection between all these strangers and you there. And it feels preserved in this way closer to decades past, pre iPhone. And it's just all these things that made me start thinking about like, I love these places. I love these few preserved places where people aren't really on their phones and they're very rare.
Mm.
And so getting this fucking phone, not being inundated with, oh, I could just Google that thing real fast. Oh, I'm watching a movie. Who's that actor? I'll look it up. Oh, I'm talking to Justin about this. Wait, let me just Google that real quick. No, watch the movie. No, be in the conversation. Do this thing. Be on the ski slope. Be at the beach. Look at your cat. I don't just feel like I have gotten off social media. What I feel like is that I have time traveled. I feel like
Mm.
I have time traveled to the 1970s. And like this is closer to what life used to feel like. That is the fucking feeling.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a sales pitch for this thing.
Actually, it's like even all the good things, you can make a million arguments for how iPhones have improved lots of stuff. Like it's an amazing technology. It's not like it has brought nothing or made nothing easier or faster, but they are all things for most people these days, unless your work literally depends on being having to be accessible on your phone 24/7, which it does for some people. But other than that, it's like you can live as a human without it. I don't care what
Yeah.
it's made easier or faster. You can come up with a million obstacles of like why you can't get off your iPhone now, but it's just factually possible to live without it. It is.
So, where's your iPhone right now? Is it like
I don't even
turned
know. In
off
a
in a drawer
drawer.
somewhere?
It's in
Yeah.
a drawer somewhere. Like I can turn it on. I'm basically using it like I'm uh
Like an
I don't know.
iPad?
I went on a trip and I didn't know. Yeah, kind of like an iPad. Because
Yeah.
if I turn it on and I get Wi-Fi, I can use it, but I still can't message on there because I don't have iMessage anymore.
Right.
So I
Okay.
can't send text on there, but like I can, I don't know. Like I went and did a Facebook Marketplace pickup and they wanted me to pay by Venmo. So I brought my
Mm,
phone and
okay.
the dumb phone I got has a hotspot so you can like hotspot your old iPhone if in an emergency you
Gotcha.
need to call an Uber, you need to Venmo, you need to do something for your bank or check your kid into daycare with the app, or like if you have to do something, you can. I've looked at like forums of people who have the dumb phone, and most people say, yeah, if they have kids or something and they don't want to be stranded or put like someone in a weird position, they keep their old iPhone in the car in the dashboard. Like it's in the
Yeah.
car, it's not in the house. If you need to boot it up, you can do that with a hotspot from your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how much, I mean, obviously, it's like an it's funny that the light phone is an innovative technology product that's actually like sending us back in time. Usually you think of innovative technology as like, oh, this has never been done before, moving us forward. But it's
Yeah.
like the goal is really to take us back. But it is innovative in the sense that, especially in this year of our Lord 2025, but also in the sense that like they've thought of things like, okay, make it able to hotspot. Or I work in tech, so I find it interesting to think about how they decided like these are the types of things that made the cut and these aren't, because you said
Yeah.
podcasts are on there, which gives me hope and faith that even though we're shitting on social media right now on a podcast, which is like adjacent to social media, it's still not like it's still it's still, if you're going on a walk listening to a podcast, you're doing something better than scrolling on Instagram. But I'm just thinking about, yeah, like how different things made the cut, and I think it's really interesting, and it
Yeah.
sounds like they've put in a lot of obviously like thought and intention, and like there's ways to still get what you need in the case of an emergency or whatever. It's cool. It's like
I
I like
mean,
that that's how it
yeah.
works. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Caroline and I have been talking a lot lately about phone addiction and just the traps that you can fall into when you're spending so much time scrolling on your phone and on social media. One of the things I know I've done in the past is turn to the advice of TikTok or even the advice of the group chat to process stressors in my life. And while that can be helpful, not everyone is a therapist, and it can be unfair to put that on friends and family and even strangers on the internet. That's where BetterHelp comes in. If you're looking for more personalized support in any area of your life, just somebody to sit there and listen to you and offer guidance that is personal to you and what you're going through, then you can check them out. They'll match you with a high quality licensed therapist who can be available to you online, super conveniently, flexible to your schedule. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Find the one with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/notforeveryone. That's betterhelp, HELP.com/notforeveryone.
I think it could do, there's definitely like a few more features it could have, and they're constantly working on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they have updates. It's a very small team, so I give them grace. Um, then there's still features, I'm assuming, with their next generation of the phone. It's called the Light phone, Light. I really like it. I'm gonna put a link in, I'll put a link in the podcast to the one I got
Not
of the
sponsored.
third generation, not fucking sponsored. But there's still features they could like stand to add. And there's other
Sure.
dumb phones out there too that have more features.
Okay.
But I really like this one so far. I like that it's not a colorful screen and blah, blah, blah. Um, and I feel like the biggest thing is that it is not going to be a one for one replacement of your iPhone. That's not the point. Like, yes, there are a lot of
Right.
things that the iPhone made easier or faster or whatever, or we're just used to doing it now. So it's, if you're expecting it to just like replace your iPhone but also not waste your brain time, that's not going to happen. An iPhone is great if you want all the things to be done.
Right.
Um, but
Yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
I don't
It
know.
is kind of like if you're looking
Yeah,
for
it
a
will be
phone,
different. Yeah. If you
then
want a
this
phone
isn't
that will do
probably what you
everything,
want. Yeah, if you're
no.
just in the market for a normal phone in 2025, then this isn't it. But if you want to simplify, then this could be it. The other thing I thought
Yeah.
of, while you were having the struggles with like group texts and stuff was like, you know, any of us could just have a dumb phone by deleting all of the apps from our phone. Like I could just delete obviously Instagram, but also like YouTube and even I don't know, my email even, and I could delete whatever I wanted. I could
But
delete
we can't be
apps.
trusted. I don't think
I
any of us
know.
can be
I
trusted.
think
I've done
that's
that.
I
I
kind of
delete
wanted.
Instagram all the
Oh,
time.
true. I haven't deleted Instagram in a while. I have done it in the past, and I lasted for, several months without it. And it wasn't like I need it again. It was just kind of like, oh, that was a good break. I think I can go back and like have a more balanced relationship with it. And then I was more balanced with it for the first couple of months. And then it just snowballs and you're not anymore. Um, but it does make me want to just see, like, I almost want to delete a ton of apps off my phone and see how long it takes
Uh-huh.
for me to be like, JK, I do need Venmo or I do need
Yeah.
whatever, like, and then where do I land? It could be an interesting experiment.
So I agreed with you. I thought the same thing before I got this phone. I was like, Because there's other dumb phones too that look like an iPhone and they have the colored glass screen, and you can selectively download a couple apps that are just functional. Like
Okay.
on those phones, you cannot have Instagram, but you can have things like Venmo or your bank or Microsoft Teams or like some functional shit, things that people aren't addicted to. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But like need in order to function. And I kind of was like, oh, maybe I should have gotten that. But I'm realizing now how much the colors, the
Right.
graphic design, the animations, even on a fucking banking app or shit, keeps us addicted. And you
Yeah.
certainly don't want to have access to the internet. You do not want to just have open access to Safari or Google. I don't. For me, social media is not the worst offender. It's like, oh, in the middle of this conversation, I could Google this thing. Or
Mm.
even now, the reason I know, or the reason I feel for myself personally, that and I did delete apps from my phone. I tried that. And I think those are good things to do. But I'm so weak and so pathetic and so addictive. I need to have a dumb brick of a phone because even with this, a black and white screen where I know the only apps on here are notes, texting,
Do you reach for it
calculator,
and
I
click?
reach for it
Mm.
all the time. And I
Yeah.
reach for it a lot less now, but it's like that's the addiction.
Yeah.
It's taking decades of this addiction. It's taking days, maybe it'll be weeks for it to fade completely, but I still pick up the phone, even though I know there is nothing
To
on
do
there.
on it. Yeah.
And I still pick it up and look at it. And I would be shocked if really anybody listening to this podcast would be different. It's like,
Yeah.
it's kind of like being like, oh, I've done heroin for 10 years, but I could just keep it. I could just have my friend across the street keep it in their place. It's
Mm.
like I'm not just gonna be like being chill. I'm not gonna just be being chill in my own home and being present, knowing that like, well, I could make this inconvenient effort to go download something or go scroll something or like even just sniff around in my own home and like see if maybe there's crumbs somewhere. Like
Yeah.
it's addiction.
Yeah. That was going to be one of my questions. Like, how has weaning yourself off of the old phone been? And part of that is like, even if the old phone is locked away and like it's not an option to go and access it, and a lot of the functionality isn't there anymore, part of the weaning off is like, oh my God, I'm still reaching for this thing that I can't do anything on. Like, what? It's so
Yeah.
crazy. Like, just the reflex of picking up our phones and being like, I wasn't looking, like, I'm picking it up and I'm not
Not
looking for
even
anything
where.
specific. I wasn't going to text
Yeah.
anyone. I didn't get a text. I
I was
wasn't
just
like going to
bored.
look something up.
I just needed
Yeah.
stimulation.
I was like, oh, which app should I click on? Like, okay,
I'll
okay,
find something.
I'm bored of Instagram. I guess I'll go to my banking app. Like, literally, sometimes I do
I'll
shit like that. I
check on
haven't.
something. I'll check.
Right.
I'll open my email and just see if like I'm not expecting an email, but like maybe something interesting came in.
Yes, exactly.
What? It's
Exactly.
stimulation. Have you ever looked at it? Like, okay, first of all, literally, I've had that experience of deleting Instagram, deleting the app, and then immediately going into robot, like brainless zombie mode and looking for Instagram on my
Oh
phone
yeah.
and not even realizing it.
Oh yeah, I've talked about this before,
Insane.
but I started to just scroll on LinkedIn when I deleted
Oh,
my
yeah. You'll
Instagram.
replace it
I
with something
kept my
else.
LinkedIn app, which I totally don't need an app version of LinkedIn, but whatever, I have it. And it seems harmless because it's a work thing. Like, I'm not usually going to go click on that. But when I didn't have Instagram, I was like, I guess, okay, this is an app that I could scroll on
Yes, you'll
and see
find
what
somewhere else
people
to
are doing.
scroll
Right?
because it's passive. It's like, I mean, I think what's different to me about any of the social media, it doesn't have to be inherently evil. I don't actually think any of it is inherently evil, but it's just about like having it all the time. And like even TikTok, if I could go on TikTok for 15 minutes a day, then I'd be fine with TikTok. But I fucking can't because I'm a weak lizard-brained monkey rat
Yeah.
and I can't do that. Having Google on my phone or like podcasts, I'm not going to sit down and listen to like 20 hours of podcasts. I guess I could if I
Right.
wanted to. But even that, I think
It
also the
doesn't
less
give you the
passive it
same
is,
stimulation. Yeah.
no, it's not. You have to like actively imagine because there's no visuals. So I think it requires more active engagement from you instead of passive engagement, where with
Hmm.
TikTok or Instagram, you can not even touch the screen and it'll just auto scroll for you. Or
Yeah.
like YouTube, for me, I think YouTube shorts get dangerous because it's like Instagram, TikTok again. But to sit down and watch like a 20, 30-minute show, it's not the best thing I could do for my brain. but it's not the worst.
Yeah.
It's kind of in the realm of TV, and we all grew up with TV, and some of us were allowed to watch one show a day. Some of us were only allowed to watch one show a week. Some of us weren't allowed to watch any TV, but like there are ways to have a time-bound amount of all
Hmm.
these indulgent passive things. The problem with me is like I can't have you ever looked at that thing, that stat your phone will track of number of pickups?
Oh, oh, I try not
You
to.
you
I
know how
try not to look at that stat.
I don't even know if I've ever like I didn't want to look at it, but it's I don't know, what is it like hundreds,
Oh,
80
I'm
a day?
sure.
I
Oh my
like
God.
number of times. I wonder if you look at your iPhone like screen
Let me see.
time, it records pickups. I wonder if we can see the average number of times people pick up their phone a day. One recent report says, well, on Reddit, there's people there talking about the number of times they pick up their phone. Most people are saying their phone says between 70 and 100 times per day.
Hmm. I see mine
Um,
now. My daily average is 67 daily average
yeah.
of
It's saying
pickups. And it says
another
first
report
used after pickup, Instagram 31 times. Basically 50% of the times that I pick up my phone, Instagram is the first place I go.
mhm. American averages 58 pickups per day. I think that's kind of low. I think a lot of those people just don't have phones. But and 30 of the 58 phone pickups took place during regular working hours. Like
My worst phone
this is
activity
fucked up.
always is on Sundays because Sundays I usually don't have
Available.
plans. Yeah, I'm usually just home, not doing much, and it's like my lazy day, and might be binge watching a show. And while I binge watch a show, it's a passive activity, like you said, so I'll also kind of be on my phone.
Totally.
And yeah, my worst day is always Sundays. I know that. I'm actually pretty good during the week because I'm at a different screen, but I'm at my work screen.
Right.
And then in the evening, I'm like so fried that I actually don't usually go to my phone that much, other than just like when I need to communicate with people. But I feel like I stay off of Instagram pretty well during the week. But, and by that, I mean, I'm still on Instagram. I'm just using it way less than like on
Right.
a Sunday when I'm home with nothing to do. Something
Dude.
that's helped me with it is the Kindle, like starting to read
I know you're
has
reading. Look
really
at
helped me.
us.
I
I
know
love how committed we both are. Like, this might not be
to
our final
bettering
form, but
ourselves.
we are just committed, not even to bettering ourselves, but to like having more peace.
Peace.
I
That
want to
is what it is.
I want to figure it out. I don't want to be better. My therapist literally told me
So
I need
true.
to stop trying to be a better person. And
Wow, that's probably hard for you to hear because I know that's like your whole
you
thing.
know, she yelled at me. We were talking about something and I was like, I know I need to be better. She was like, "Stop it. Stop it. You don't need to be a better person. Stop
She's
saying
sick of
that."
you.
She literally yelled at me. And I do need to be a better person because I'm not perfect, but also maybe that's not the goal. But
Yeah, it's not.
I want to have peace.
I want to have peace too. And I think, yes, that is what we're both committed to more right now. And I think it's working in its own ways for both of us.
I'm
I,
screaming, you're vibing.
right. Yesterday, I had a plan. I was going to get a manicure. I can't, if, are you going to allow me to ask you about this cat?
Yeah,
She's showing me the cat again, and she still
later.
hasn't answered any of my questions about it. Let me tell my
Look
story,
how
and
cute
then we're
he
gonna
is. Look
freaking
how
talk about this cute cat whose
cute
paw
he
is
is.
like wrapped around its own nose. Um,
Oh, okay, yeah, tell me a story.
yeah, yesterday was Sunday. I had a plan to get a manicure and then go to a sound bath. Have you ever been to a sound bath or heard
I
about that?
have, yeah, I have. Describe it for people who don't
Well,
know.
I've never been to one because I didn't end up going yesterday, and that's where the story goes. But I
Okay.
believe that the sound bath is like it was like this yoga meditation sound bath class that I signed up for on ClassPass at a yoga studio near me.
hmm
And I believe you just go and like lay and maybe you do some like stretches like restorative yoga stuff, but I think it's mostly just laying and they play some sort of like music. Sometimes it's with like steel drums that make certain note, like hit certain pitches or something that are supposed to be really relaxing. And then you
Uh-huh.
just like, the way that my friends have described it who have been to one is that like all of a sudden you wake up and it feels like you just laid down, like no time has passed. And
That's a
I don't
better way
know
of
why
describing
that's
it.
restorative, but apparently that's restorative.
I feel like that's a better, well, because you kind of get lost in it. I feel like the way I
Yeah.
would describe it, I think the name sound bath is so annoying. It's just noises. You just go and like lay down at kind of like you're going to do a meditation class, but instead of listening to a guided meditation, it's just sounds
Okay.
like whale sounds or like sounds of the forest, or it could be drums or abstract noises, or I like the whale sounds. And
Okay.
like it is fucking dope because it's totally meditative and it kind of puts you in a trance. And I think that's why it flies by, because it kind of like hypnosis or something. Like it does put you in a bit of a trance. So that's kind of dope.
Yeah.
But it's nothing more complicated than just noises.
Okay. Yeah. I'll find out one day. I signed up for it because people have talked about them and I was like, "Oh, cool. I have nothing to do on Sunday. I'll go to this." And so I had my manicure first, and then I was going to walk over to the yoga studio where the sound bath was happening. But I walked out of my manicure, and the weather was so beautiful, and people were out and about walking. And I was like, I had a lot of energy. And I was like, I really don't feel like going to a sound bath and laying down and listening to whale noises right now and being in a dark, warm room because it was like at a heated yoga studio. I really feel like being out and about. So I skipped it. And it was like, I don't know. It was funny because that was supposed to be a restorative thing to do for myself, but I felt like what would actually be restorative and what I wanted in that moment was to like go for a walk and roam around. And so I just did that instead. Anyway, I ended up getting kind of lost in Chicago. Like
I
I
love
went
you.
in a direction I know and I like ran an errand and then I was walking back and I was trying to catch a bus home and that bus wasn't coming for some reason and the road was blocked and it was weird. And then I was in this weird dead zone that if you live in Chicago or know Chicago, you know like Goose Island, this very industrial zone that's just in
It's
the
a cool
middle of the
island.
city.
Oh, it's not an island.
It is an island. Yeah, it technically is an island because it's like in the middle of the river, but the
Okay.
bridge is very short to go over it.
Is there
Um,
goose?
I don't think there's geese,
The
geese,
fuck? Okay.
moose, meese. Yeah. I there weren't geese. There wasn't anything. The road for some
Okay.
reason roads were blocked. Cars
You
couldn't
got
get
lost and
through.
you ended up on an
I was
island
walking. I
without.
ended up in this area. I don't really know it very well. I know where it is on a map and it's not that far from where I live, but
Okay.
it was just like I don't whatever. It was weird. There were no
Okay.
buses coming. I couldn't call an Uber there because the roads were
Of the
blocked.
geese.
So
Yeah.
anyway, then I like stumbled upon this divvy station. Divvy is the what do you call them? Like the city bikes that they have in all these cities. I stumbled upon a city bike station and I never bike. I really don't like biking in cities near cars. Like I'm a fine biker, but I just don't like to bike in cities near cars. It really makes me anxious. So it's not something I would ever gravitate towards usually. But it was just like I stumbled upon it and the weather was beautiful and I was like, "Oh, I'll just take a bike." And
You were
then
swept up by the
I was
moment.
being so present. My phone was just in my had been in my pocket this
Dude.
whole time. I like skipped the
Yes.
sound bath because this is what I wanted to do instead. And I was just
Yes.
roaming around and I
You were just
was kind of
vibing.
lost, but I was just vibing.
Dude,
Uh,
this is what I'm experiencing. Is like
Right?
I'm just feeling things I want to do, little mundane things that make me feel like I'm actually living alive.
Correct. That's
Continue,
what it was.
continue.
That's what it was.
Yes,
That's why I brought this up.
continue.
So I stumble upon this
Yes.
city bike station and I'm like, oh, that would make sense as a way to get home. Perfect. I'll just take one of these. Honestly, the roads are blocked, so there's no cars around right now. It feels approachable to me. I know exactly the direction I need to go for home. Like, no problem. And I got on an e-bike, which I'd never used one before. That was really fun. Like I've never been on an electronic bike. It gives you just like a little extra boost when you pedal, and it was really cool. So I get on
Oh.
there and I'm like la di da biking home. And then finally, like I get out of the zone that has been blocked off from traffic and to the street where there's actually cars. And I know where I am now. And I'm like, I know how to get home. But it's like this busy street with all these trucks and cars on a very narrow lane. And there was no bike lane. And I got so nervous, but I powered through and I was like, doing a lot of self-talk while on the bike of like, it's okay, Jess, you got this. Take your time. You can stop whenever you want. Like, you know where you are, you know how to get home. This is a thing you wanted to try to do and you're good. And I was just like self-talking. Made it through, got to an area with bike lanes. Um Made it almost all the way home, and then there's this one road that's like under construction right now and extremely bumpy, and I ended up taking a spill on the bike because it was just so bumpy and I couldn't, like, I lost control of
Oh,
the bike. But I was like,
oh,
it's all good. I'm going to
you're
keep
okay.
going. Like at that point I could have just walked the rest of the way, and I still was like, I'm getting back on the bike. And I got back on the bike and I went home and I parked it at the station near our place, which is literally like behind our place. And I felt so good about myself, even though this had kind of been also a stressful experience in a way where, like, I was lost and the buses weren't coming. And I chose to do something I don't usually do. And then I had to bike through traffic and it was scary. And then I took a spill and that was unfortunate. And like all these things had happened on paper that were like inconveniencing me at minimum and at maximum, like kind of scary. And I just was like, oh, like that was fun. And I took a selfie of myself in front of the bike station and I was like proud of myself for doing it. And it was not at all when I woke up in the morning what I thought my day was going to be. And it was just, I think that's why I was so happy with it at the end of it all. Like it didn't go in any sort of way that I could have predicted. And that made it really fun. And I was just by myself in nice weather, like doing something that was unplanned and struggling through it. And it still was like the best thing that happened in my weekend. I don't know. It
Jessica.
felt profound and it feels like
Yes.
it's related to this thing of like
Yes, it
just
is.
looking to be present, I think. Like maybe even more
You,
than looking for
yes.
peace, it's like looking to be
Mm-hmm.
present.
But I
And it
think the
made me
peace
feel so
comes from
present.
that because
Right.
you were spontaneous and Jessica, you had an adventure.
Mm-hmm.
That's the doing something new I didn't expect to do. There were struggles involved. It wasn't the fastest or the most convenient or the best paved. You had an adventure.
I had an
Like
adventure.
all of these things, whether it's technology or iPhones or fucking whatever, that make things always the easiest, always the most efficient, always the fastest, always the most predictable and best coordinated, those are not synonymous with like best. It's
Yeah.
just faster and more coordinated and more convenient. That isn't the same as being the best. And to me, the best is like, do I get to have moments of feeling alive during my life?
Yes.
And I've been having this fucking mega existential crisis recently where I'm just like, what is the point of living? And not in like a want to end my life kind of way, but in a way I've never had before where I'm just genuinely like, I don't know what the point is.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Because
It's not
I
depressing, but it is kind of
it
like,
is it's frustrating.
yeah. It's am I using my time the right, quote unquote, right way, or like the way that I want to be or
Yeah.
something. I don't know even how to say it, but I think I relate to it. It's like,
Uh, maybe we have different versions too. Like
yeah,
I don't know if mine is about am I doing the right thing with my time? I actually feel like for me it's because I've put all these things in that I do want to do with my time. I like
okay.
I quit my shitty job for a career I love. I'm doing a passion career. It's like the luckiest thing ever. Not everyone gets to do that. I'm doing a passion job. And I moved to a new place, got closer to my family, made new friends, got the new best friends in the city, made groups, made group connections, like found love, met the greatest man I've ever met, got a cat. And like, I feel like I've done all the things that could ever be
I
done.
see. Yeah.
And I'm still kind of like,
Eh,
not but there's a bit of me that like just doesn't feel alive. I don't
alive.
feel like I'm living sometimes. And I don't know what it is yet. These are first draft thoughts, but I think I cut
Hmm.
you off again.
Oh
Is
no,
that what you feel?
yes, partly, yes. Like I've done a lot of the things that I thought I wanted to do and that I wanted to do, and things are ostensibly going pretty well for me. And I still feel like I don't know, like I'm very grateful for it all. And why don't I feel in my day to day
I
like this is
know.
something to be grateful for or something?
Yes.
Like
Intellectually,
I
you have the
cognitively
gratitude.
know that.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then but in my experience, I'm just kind of like and then those little
I
moments
know.
of like choosing to take the bike and falling on the bike and whatever are the moments. And I was completely alone. Like I have such a amazing community and so much love around me, but it is in those moments when I'm alone doing like the stupid spontaneous adventure that I'm like, "Oh, this is what I wish I could feel this more.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know what this is. I don't know how to get it more often, but I wish I could
Yeah.
feel this more." I've been doing that a lot lately too.
I
Like
know.
even last weekend, it's just spontaneity, I think, for me. It's like so much of my life is planned. And
Yeah. Yeah.
even if the things that are planned are things that I want to be doing, like spending time with Ryan, spending time with friends, family, even my work, like the podcast, like I like all the things that make up my life,
Hmm.
but just the fact that they're all planned and my schedule is so like block after block, I think makes me lose the
Yeah.
appreciation for it. And
It's like a
last
hermetically
weekend,
sealed life. It's
yeah,
like
yeah,
correctly portioned and sealed and pre-prepared. And it's, I don't know. I don't think
it
we're
loses the
alone in this.
sparkle, even though there's a lot to be sparkly in it, but it
Yeah.
loses it. And like I've just been noticing on the weekends, I've had some intentionally unplanned weekends.
Yeah.
But instead of just being home and like recuperating and having an ugly night with those unplanned weekends, I've been kind of forcing myself to just go out into the world and see what I want to do. And the bike ride happened the weekend before. I wanted to just go on a long walk because the weather was great. And it turned out that Kai was at the farmer's market and she wanted to be on a long walk that day. And then we just met up and it hadn't been planned. It just
God
literally
damn.
within 10 minutes, it was like, oh, now we're together at the farmer's market and we didn't know we were going to be doing this.
Hmm.
And it's stuff like that that's making me feel way more appreciation and gratitude and presence and aliveness. And Kai and I could have planned to go to the farmer's market that Sunday and met up and gone. And I guarantee you it wouldn't have felt as special and fun.
Agree.
Same
Fucking agree.
person,
What
same
is
location,
that?
same time. But the
Same
fact that,
thing.
same thing, but the fact that we just ended up there spontaneously, I don't know. Is it like
Because
expectation?
well, I mean, I'm immediately thinking of like all the scheduling and pre-planning by definition requires future thinking. It
Hmm.
requires you to get out of the present. And I'm not saying that scheduling and calendars and plans are evil, but it feels like so much of our life has become that
Yeah.
we're always scheduling the future thing, planning the future thing, even beautiful things. And then you are robbed of the moment you're in, where you could be looking around and see, oh, this is actually what I'm in the mood for. Maybe I'll meander over here, go to the farmer's market. Yeah, oh my God, my friend is there. Discovery. It's like, in order to get there with pre-planning, you would have to rob yourself of a moment before where you could have been present, but instead you're planning. And then all those moments in between where you're like bracing for it, waiting for it, like preparing mentally to have the social battery that you hope lines up at that moment to do it. Yeah, there's something about bracing for it for me. And
Hmm.
like, I never feel like I'm spontaneous. I'm like the least spontaneous person. I
Yeah.
hate it about myself.
Yeah. Me too. And then I surprise myself. And it's funny because I think the word spontaneous, maybe I have an association with it that is wrong, which, like,
Hmm.
as much as I think what we're describing is spontaneous, of like ending up at the farmer's market with your friend or ending up on this bike ride you didn't expect, those are by definition spontaneous acts. But I think
Yeah.
that there's something about the word spontaneous that makes me think it needs to be like bigger and scarier. And like people who
Oh.
describe themselves as adventurous and spontaneous,
Oh
like on a
yeah.
dating app, some dudes would say that that's them and that's what they're looking for.
Yo, I want to hear follow-ups from those dudes, what the fuck they think
What
they're
do they think?
spontaneous
What are they
about.
doing?
Because I promise you, the spontaneous thing is them like booking a trip that they have,
Right.
like, unless you get on the plane that day, the day that you booked it, it's not spontaneous.
Right.
This is just like you
So
had
true.
money and luxury and technology to go take a trip. You're
So
just like
true.
a stupid bitch like everybody else.
Yeah, it's the
No,
same
I
people who
don't
say
think
that their hobby is traveling. And it's like, is it? I travel a fair amount and I wouldn't call it my hobby. I don't believe you. Tell me
it's the same
something that makes
people.
it your hobby.
Yeah. Make it a hobby instead of something or like people who are like, I'm looking for my partner in crime when like their crime is just like watching the same Netflix show together.
Yeah.
Like, well, I do want to put you in jail. I do want to put you in jail and you are a sex criminal to me. But no, I don't feel like anyone's doing anything interesting
I
except for the
know.
people who are like, way the fuck. I don't want to preach off the gridness. Like I think the heart of everything I feel is what you're talking about. And the
Yeah.
phone has just been like a way that has helped me get towards there. I'm
Yeah.
not saying it has to be the way for everybody, but I haven't found anything else that worked before. And all this like I have the same off the grid fantasies that like a lot of people do. Like van life
Van
has been
life.
like one of
Yeah.
the most popular niches on YouTube, I feel like in
Guess what?
recent
People still
years.
have their phones in the van.
I
Okay.
know. And then you're just like seeing I have my doubts about that too. Like I don't fantasize about that because I know a lot. I feel like I de romanticized travel a while ago because then it's just like, oh, I'm going to different places and I'm seeing different things and I have no sense of community and no sense of place and no one to share it with. And so I feel like that's why I've really hunkered down on like, oh, community is the thing. The people are the thing. Relationships are the
Hmm.
thing. And I do think that's really important, but I don't know, maybe I've like gone too far. It's like now I don't have the adventure.
Yeah.
Help.
It's this constant balance, but I do think what you're saying about it's not necessarily off the gridness, but it's like the phone can represent a lot of things for us. For some
Yeah.
people, it subs in for community. For some people, it enables their planner habits. For
Yeah.
some people, it whatever. Like I feel like for me, I'm on my phone a lot, don't get me wrong, but I don't think I have exactly the same like problem areas with it that you do,
It
but I
sounds
do
different
have
things.
problem areas with it. And I think for me, I'm finding that even when I use the phone for quote unquote good, I have a ClassPass membership and it allows me to sign up for workout classes, sound baths, like a massage, this interesting thing over here. Like it actually enables me to go out into the community that I live in and go to a class with other people and do something that is helping me with my spirituality or moving my body or whatever. That's nice that my phone can help me do that. But even when I do things like that with the phone, then it's like, oh, I actually don't want to go to that today. Like, I scheduled that 5 days ago when I thought on Sunday that's something I would like to do. And I actually don't want to do that today. And then it
Yeah.
feels hard to say that because you're like, oh, but that was supposed to be a good thing for myself. Like, why do I not want to do this thing that's supposed to be good? But actually, the realization I had was the good thing is going to be to just go with what I want in this moment. And it happens to not be the thing I scheduled. And there's probably something to that. So I think
Yeah.
like, I don't know, the phone goes so beyond texting and social media and like that's a problem in and of itself for sure.
I feel like it just scratches the surface. I agree.
But yeah, that's what we always talk about, not just you and me, like people always talk about when it comes to phone addiction. And I
Hmm.
think it's so much deeper than that. It's like the
Yeah.
phone is how I set up everything in my life. And there's a calendar in it. And I put a little calendar block for the different things I've set up. And then I look
Hmm.
at my week on Sunday or Monday and I look at the week coming and I'm like, look at all the things I have this week. Like some of
Yeah.
them are work related and I don't feel great about. Some of them are personal and I'm looking forward to. But at the end of the day, it's all like served for me on a platter and it becomes a chore or a task or like a commitment that I don't remember who I was when I made it and I don't feel like doing it anymore and it's just taking me away from being present.
Yes.
Even if I delete the Instagram app, I think I would still have that experience of just the phone is taking away me being present in so many more ways than Instagram. This
And it's
cat
so
is adorable.
easy. I know I love this cat so much. It's the best cat ever. It's just like easy dopamine hits, even if it's looking at your email or looking at LinkedIn or shit, like things that aren't obviously social media, although LinkedIn is social media too. But it's like in order to do any of the spontaneous things, you have to like let inspiration hit. And
Yes.
in order for inspiration to hit, you have to like get bored for a moment. I know this, and I talk about it all the time with creative shit. Like I want to be inspired creatively. Okay, you have to get bored. Well, if I want to be inspired creatively in my day-to-day life with like, let's create this adventure, let's do this little outing, let's change the plan and follow this vibe. Um, if I'm bored and I when I'm bored, I instantly just pick up my phone and I can satisfy that with a dopamine hit, then I'm never gonna do something else. It's like
Yeah.
it's too it's too easy and it's too available.
Yeah.
Look at this cat.
Can I interview you about this cat in our last 5 minutes here? Because I
I
prepared
actually have
questions.
to go. Somebody's here to pick
No.
up something from Facebook.
This is going to be a running bit now where I just never get to hear anything about your cat.
Well, I'll
And
probably
I'm
do a
okay
whole
with it
video
for the
on YouTube.
comedy.
I'll
Yeah, but
probably do
I'm
a
your
whole video on
friend.
YouTube. I know, but you also co-host a podcast with me.
It's punishment.
Look, he
Look,
can't even open his eyes because he
he's
can't
just
kiss on the
looking
mouth.
right at me like you want to know everything about me, and we
I
won't
kiss
tell
him on the
you.
mouth all the time, and he doesn't really feel anything about it. It's not really a mutual kiss. It's just like he sits there and takes it, and it makes me laugh so hard because he just turned his back to me.
He just
He
turned
won't
away from you.
like he won't swat or hiss. He
Oh my
never
God,
has
he's
or bite.
hilarious.
He's hilarious. Cats are hilarious, Jess. You probably want a cat.
I can't have a cat. I'm allergic to cats. But
I don't
remember,
care.
I
That doesn't
did
bother
send you a
me.
very funny text. I was taking care of our upstairs neighbor's cat, like literally stopping in once a day and feeding her cats while she was
Look
away.
at her. Like,
And
just
it was just a couple days after Caroline revealed on our last episode that she has a cat and then wouldn't tell me anything else about this cat. And I took a picture of my neighbor's cat, who I happened to be sitting for at that time, and sent it
yeah.
to her and was like, I got a cat because you got a
It
cat for your
actually kind
birthday.
of, yeah, you said out of resentment or something.
Something like that.
Retaliation.
Retaliate. It's a
It
retaliatory
it
act.
actually looked like my cat a lot, but like an evil Spanish version.
Yeah, which
Like he
I
looked,
liked. Puss in Boots vibes.
yeah, he looked like a Spaniard or just, yeah,
What
devious
do
or
you think
something.
the cultural background of your cat is? Is he an American boy? Is he a
That's a good question. I think
mixed?
he's American.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, shit. Okay, I have to
You
go.
have to go.
Someone's picking something up
Someone's picking something up. Thanks for being here.
For a Facebook
This has been not
Marketplace.
for everyone. We'll talk to you next week. Love you.
Love you.